What if the problem isn't how much you earn, but how much control you actually have? Most people think they need a higher salary, a promotion, a side hustle, a better economy. But the uncomfortable truth is this: there are people earning half of what you make who feel calmer about money than you do. Not because they're lucky, not because they're extreme savers, but because they have control. Right now, your money may feel like it moves without your permission. Bills hit unexpectedly, subscriptions renew silently, small purchases add up. You check your balance and feel a slight tension in your chest. Not panic, just pressure. The kind that builds quietly over years. And here's the dangerous part. You get used to it. You normalize financial stress. You tell yourself, this is just adulthood. You assume everyone feels this way. But financial chaos is not normal. It's common, but not normal. And in the next 30 days, you're going to reset it. Not by cutting everything fun, not by tracking every cent obsessively, not by building complicated spreadsheets you'll abandon in 2 weeks. Instead, we're going to rebuild control step by step. Over the next month, you will see exactly where your money is leaking. Reduce fixed pressure that locks you into stress. Create breathing room without increasing income. Build your first or next financial buffer. Install systems that run automatically. Shift from reacting to deciding. This is not about becoming rich in 30 days. This is about becoming stable in 30 days. And stability changes everything. Because once you feel control, you make better decisions. You negotiate differently. You spend more intentionally. You invest with clarity. You stop operating from anxiety. Before we begin, I want you to do one thing. Comment below, Day 1, I'm taking control. Not for me, for you. When you write it, it becomes real. You draw a line between the old pattern and the new one. And if this plan helps you even slightly, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm to push financial clarity instead of financial noise. Subscribe if you want structured, practical money guidance without hype or unrealistic promises. Now, let's begin your 30-day reset.
Most financial problems are invisible before they're painful. You don't feel them in one dramatic moment. They accumulate quietly, and by the time you notice them, they've become habits. Week 1 is not about changing anything. It's about seeing everything. Day 1 to 2. Financial snapshot. You need a current picture of your financial life. Not a rough guess, not around this much. Exact numbers. Write down total monthly take-home income. All fixed expenses, rent or mortgage, car payments, insurance, utilities, subscriptions, minimum debt payments, average monthly variable spending. Do not judge the numbers. Do not react emotionally. You are not here to feel bad. You are here to gain visibility. Many people avoid this step because clarity feels threatening. But the truth is, uncertainty is more stressful than bad numbers. Once you see the real numbers, anxiety drops slightly, because now you're dealing with facts instead of fear. Day 3 to 4. Track without changing. For the next 48 hours, track every dollar you spent. Not to restrict, just to observe. You will notice patterns, impulse purchases, convenience spending, emotional spending, boredom spending. Most people underestimate variable expenses by 20 to 40%. That gap is usually where control disappears. Awareness alone often reduces spending naturally because your brain starts connecting action to consequence. Day 5 to 7. Identify financial leaks. A financial leak is money leaving without intentional value. Common leaks include forgotten subscriptions, food delivery habits, high-interest debt, oversized car payments, lifestyle inflation. small, recurring charges that compound monthly. This is not about eliminating joy. It's about eliminating drift. Drift is spending without decision. By the end of week 1, you should know 3 things clearly: how much you earn, how much you are committed to, and how much disappears loosely. That third category is where your control begins. Week 2, structural adjustments. Now that you see the structure, we adjust the structure. This is where most people fail because they try to cut everything aggressively. Extreme restriction creates rebound spending. Instead, we focus on pressure reduction. Financial stress usually comes from fixed obligations, not daily coffee. If 70 to 80% of your income is already committed before the month starts, you feel trapped. Your goal this week is to reduce future pressure. Step 1. Audit subscriptions. Cancel anything unused or low value. Downgrade premium tiers. Combine streaming services. Even small reductions create psychological momentum. Step 2. Insurance and bills check. Call providers. Ask for loyalty discounts. Compare quotes. Many companies lower rates when asked. This takes 1 to 2 hours and can reduce hundreds annually. Step 3. Debt strategy clarity. If you carry high-interest debt, choose a strategy. Snowball, smallest to largest for momentum, or avalanche, highest interest first for math efficiency. But choose intentionally. Random repayment is slow repayment. Step 4. Define your base lifestyle. Calculate the minimum monthly cost to maintain your essential life: housing, food, transport, utilities, insurance, minimum debt. This number is powerful. It represents your survival cost. When you know it, you gain negotiating power in your career. You understand risk. You see how much runway you truly need. Most people avoid this number because they fear it's high. But once defined, it becomes manageable. Week 3. Creating margin. Margin is the space between income and obligation. Without margin, you live reactively. With margin, you gain options. You do not need massive margin immediately. Even 5 to 10% creates breathing room. Step 1. Automatic transfer. Set up an automatic transfer the day after payday into a separate savings account. Start small if necessary. Consistency matters more than size. Automation removes willpower from the equation. Step 2. Build a mini emergency fund. Your first goal is not 6 months of expenses. It's 1 month, or even $1,000 if you're starting from zero. This fund is not for vacations, not for shopping, not for upgrades. It is for protection. Protection lowers stress more than higher income ever does. Step 3. Increase awareness of variable control. Choose one category to optimize: groceries, eating out, entertainment. Not all categories at once. When you try to optimize everything, you quit. When you focus on one, you win. Week 4. Installing systems. This is where control becomes permanent. Without systems, you relapse. With systems, stability compounds. System 1. Pay yourself first. Savings and investments move automatically before discretionary spending begins. System 2. Weekly money review. 15 minutes once a week. Review spending, adjust consciously. No spreadsheets required, just awareness. System 3. Future planning. Decide, what are you saving for? What are you investing towards? What does financial stability mean personally? Money without direction feels empty. Money with direction feels empowering. By the end of 30 days, something subtle but powerful changes. You no longer feel surprised by your own finances. You understand your numbers. You reduce silent pressure. You create margin. you install structure, and structure creates calm. In Block 2, we'll go deeper into long-term wealth systems, investing foundations, income leverage, and how to prevent sliding back into chaos once this 30-day reset is complete. Control is step 1. Growth is step 2. And now, you're ready for both.
If Block 1 was about stabilizing your financial ground, Block 2 is about building upward without losing control again. Most people experience a short period of financial discipline. They clean things up, they cancel subscriptions, they build a small emergency fund. They feel better for a month or two. And then life speeds up. Expenses creep back in. Structure weakens. Old habits quietly return. The goal now is to make sure that doesn't happen. Control is not a 30-day challenge. It is a permanent operating system. The first long-term shift is understanding that stability comes before growth. Many people rush into investing aggressively before their foundation is stable. They open brokerage accounts, experiment with crypto, chase high returns, and feel productive. But if their base expenses are still heavy and their emergency fund is fragile, every market fluctuation feels threatening. Growth without stability creates anxiety. Stability before growth creates confidence. Now that you've reduced pressure and created initial margin, your next focus is protection depth. A 1-month emergency fund is a great start. The long-term target should be 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, not your full lifestyle, just your base survival cost. Remember the number you calculated in week 2? That number now becomes your multiplier. If your base cost is $2,000 per month, your protection goal is $6,000 to $12,000. If it's $3,500, adjust accordingly. This is not money for investing. It is not money for opportunity. It is money for survival and peace. Once you hit 3 months, you'll notice something psychological shift. Job insecurity feels smaller. Unexpected bills feel manageable. You stop making career decisions out of fear. And that's when intelligent growth becomes possible. Next comes intentional investing. If you're new to investing, keep it simple. Complexity does not equal intelligence. Broad indexed funds historically outperform most active strategies over long periods. The goal is participation in growth, not constant optimization. Start with retirement accounts if available. If your employer offers a match, that is immediate return. Not taking it is leaving guaranteed money behind. After that, automate monthly investing just like you automated savings. Automation removes emotional timing decisions. You do not need to predict markets. You need to participate consistently. Consistency beats intensity in finance. Now let's talk about income leverage. Taking control of your money is not only about reducing pressure, it's also about increasing power. Once your base is stable, you can think strategically about income growth, but differently than before. Instead of chasing higher salary at any cost, evaluate income through 3 filters: stability, growth potential, and lifestyle cost. A higher salary that demands burnout and increases spending is not true growth. A moderate raise with skill expansion and flexibility often is. Invest in skills that increase long-term earning potential without immediately increasing fixed costs. Certifications, technical abilities, negotiation strength, communication strength, these compound over decades. Income growth should increase margin, not inflate lifestyle. This brings us to one of the most important long-term principles: delay lifestyle expansion. When income increases, freeze your lifestyle for 6 months. Continue living at your previous cost level. Let the difference flow into savings or investments. This single rule can accelerate wealth dramatically. Most people expand immediately. Bigger apartment, new car, upgraded subscriptions, they adapt spending to income automatically. You will do the opposite. Income rises, lifestyle stays, margin grows.
Over time, you can upgrade intentionally, but from strength, not impulse. Now let's address a hidden threat: financial complacency. After 30 days of control, you may feel confident. That's good. But confidence can turn into relaxation. Systems drift, reviews stop, automatic transfers get adjusted downward. To prevent this, implement a monthly Money CEO Day. Once per month, sit down for 30 minutes. Review net worth, emergency fund progress, investment contributions, fixed cost ratio, upcoming large expenses. You are the CEO of your financial life. CEOs review numbers regularly. They don't wait for crisis. Tracking net worth monthly is powerful. Even small increases reinforce behavior. Even flat months provide clarity. Another powerful concept is defining your enough number. How much invested would allow you to feel secure? How much monthly passive income would reduce stress significantly? These are not exact retirement calculations. They are psychological milestones. Without defining enough, you chase endlessly. With a target, effort becomes focused. Now let's talk about long-term debt decisions. If you have student loans or mortgages at low interest rates, aggressive early payoff is not always mathematically optimal, but emotional factors matter. Some people sleep better without debt. Others are comfortable investing while carrying low-interest obligations. Choose consciously. Do not follow extreme advice blindly. Financial control means understanding trade-offs and making decisions aligned with your psychology. Now, career protection. In a volatile economy, job security is never guaranteed. That's why maintaining skill relevance is critical. Dedicate time annually to learning something that increases your employability. Even small skill upgrades protect income streams.
Income diversity is another layer of control. This doesn't mean building 10 side hustles. It can mean modest additional income streams. Freelance projects, consulting, digital products, tutoring, aligned with your strengths. The goal is optionality. Optionality reduces fear. Fear leads to poor financial decisions. Let's address spending joy. Taking control of money does not mean eliminating pleasure. In fact, intentional spending increases satisfaction. Instead of random purchases, allocate a guilt-free spending category, a fixed amount monthly that you can use without stress. This prevents rebound behavior. Extreme restriction leads to binge spending. Balanced systems sustain. Another critical long-term factor is relationships and money. If you share finances with a partner, schedule monthly financial conversations. Transparency reduces conflict. Hidden stress damages both money and relationships. Financial clarity is relational stability. Now let's zoom out. What does your life look like 5 years from now if you maintain control? Imagine a fully funded emergency buffer, consistent investment growth, reduced or eliminated high-interest debt, skills that command higher pay, lower financial anxiety. That outcome does not require genius. It requires consistency. And consistency requires systems. Let's outline your permanent framework. Know your base cost. Protect 3 to 6 months. Automate savings and investing. Review monthly. Delay lifestyle expansion. Grow income intentionally. Spend joyfully but within structure. If you follow this framework, money becomes a tool rather than a stress source. And something deeper happens. You stop making decisions from scarcity. Scarcity narrows thinking. Stability expands it. With control, you negotiate better. You leave toxic jobs sooner. You invest without panic. You plan instead of react. You build confidence. Not flashy wealth, not social media success. Quiet financial confidence. That's the real transformation. 30 days started the reset. The next years build the future.
You now understand that control comes before growth, structure before scale, protection before risk. Most people never learn this sequence. They spend decades earning more without feeling secure. You are doing the opposite, and that difference compounds. In the next 5 years, if you stay consistent, your financial stress will likely decrease while your net worth increases. That combination is rare and powerful. Money is not about status. It is about stability, flexibility, and choice. Control gives you choice. Choice changes your life. And it started with 30 intentional days.